Hey there, ruler rock stars. Welcome to the Quilting with Ruler podcast, where curves are smooth, stitches are strong, and every quilter finds their groove. Hi, I'm Melanie Grace. I'm your guide to turning your UFOs into finished beauties using quilting rulers on your home machine. Whether you're here for tips on quilting, laughs, or just some stitchy inspiration, you're in the right place. Are you ready to rule your quilting? Let's get into it. And hey, don't forget to sign up for the Quilting with Rulers Academy. Your next masterpiece is just a click away. Welcome back to the Quilting with Rulers podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Grace. Today, we are diving into super practical topic, how to use a walking foot for your quilting, and why I do actually love my walking foot, but I also know that Quilting with Rulers is the one that stole my heart. What is a walking foot, you say? A walking foot is an even feed foot attachment for your home sewing machine. It helps move thick layers. You're talking your quilt top, your batting layer, and your backing layer through your sewing machine evenly. It also allows for straight line quilting. You're able to echo that straight line quilting, and it also helps work with slippery fabrics. So part of the walking foot, it pushes down onto the fabric, pinning the fabric in place while it puts its stitches in. The walking foot is especially helpful when you're quilting larger quilts on a domestic machine because of that extra grip that walking foot has on your quilt or your future quilt. So the walking foot and me, we started our journey when I did my very first quilt. I did a jelly roll race quilt, and I had no idea how to quilt. So my mom said, just quilt a 1/4 inch away from the seam. So I did. I took that jelly roll strip quilt and I just quilted a 1/4 inch on each side of the seams, and the quilt was done. It was so fast, it was so easy, and it was great. As long as I wanted to keep doing straight lines, I'm going to be a happy camper. However, I found quilting with rulers is what I love. That is what I want to do. So how do we use our walking foot? How do you get it on there? So what you want to do is you want to find the walking foot, and it looks like a little apparatus. It looks like a little machine, and you attach it onto your sewing machine, and it replaces your current sewing foot. It usually has kind of like this clamp or like an arm that goes around your needle bar, and then you use your screw and you screw it in. Some machines you can just loosen your screw and wrap that around the needle bar, or in my case, I have to remove the entire screw to put my walking foot on and then line up the holes and screw it in. You also want to make sure you find that arm that looks like a C, and that C-shaped arm that is going to attach onto the horizontal needle bar. And as the needle goes down, the foot goes down. As the needle goes up, the foot goes up. Also, you're going to want to go ahead and lengthen your stitch length. When I'm quilting, I typically like to go anywhere from a 3mm stitch length to a 4mm stitch length. This allows for the needle to move farther as it's quilting, so the stitches don't look really bunched up. It's going to reduce puckering, fabric shifting, and even like drag of your quilt. So the walking foot is absolutely amazing for basic quilting. I like to consider it like training wheels for beginner quilters. Always start with that walking foot. Understand how to push the fabric through your machine, rolling it up, and then just know you're not just limited to those straight lines. You can do gentle curves. You could do angles. You could do triangles. You could do angles. You can do all these things. However, it's hard to create intricate designs. You definitely can't do spirals or feathers or custom motifs without painstakingly going one stitch at a time, rolling up your quilt, rolling it in all 4 directions, and twisting it around your needle. And depending on the throat of your machine, this might be very difficult. And the throat of your machine and the size of your quilt. Also, moving the quilt under that needle can get tiring. I actually took a picture. I was trying to quilt a king size quilt on my sewing machine, and I was doing just straight lines across the sashing, and I had that king size quilt bundled up. It basically looked like a donut that I was quilting because I was moving it so much. Now, I want to introduce you to quilting with rulers. Ruler quilting is going to give you structure. just like a walking foot, but it is going to give you the freedom of moving around your sewing machine. I like to pair free motion with ruler quilting. One of my favorite things that I've done with my rulers is I'll do free motion, kind of like a meandering loop, and then I'll do like a 5-point star I have this template from the Silly Moon quilt company, and they're absolutely fantastic. I love those stars. It turns out really good. It looks really good on 4th of July quilts. It looks really good on Christmas quilts. So you're able to also to create precision designs with a ruler. You're able to do arcs and clamshells, circles, intricate motifs. Using a special ruler foot and your acrylic ruler allows you to draw with the thread. A bonus for you. The quilt mostly stays still. So as you're quilting, you're able to quilt that motif with just moving your hands maybe 2 inches up, 2 inches back, go to the left, go to the right, go to the angle, go up, go down, just move around, tra-la-la. But you're really just focusing on that one bit, and then you can cut thread and go to the next bit. And you don't have to rotate that quilt all around your sewing machine. It really helps you handle the bulk when you're doing that. And I like to think it really beautifully blends control and creativity when you do that. So if you are ready to start free motion quilting with rulers, I got you. I want you to sign up for the Quilting with Rulers Academy. Even if you love your walking foot and if you crave to have more designs, ruler quilting could be, and I think will be, your next step. I teach you everything you need to know inside my signature course, the Quilting with Rulers Academy. We go through skill building techniques and practices. There's a whole shopping list for you to understand all the different things that you may need or you may want for your Quilting with Rulers journey. The doors are open now, so I encourage you to grab your seat and we can quilt magic together. Visit www.themelaniegrace to enroll. Thank you so much for popping in this week. I look forward to more visits with you and more podcasts in the future. Take care. Well, that's a wrap, Quilty Crew. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you're leaving with more confidence in yourself and fewer UFOs in your stash. If you love this episode, do me a quick favor, tap that 5-star rating and leave a review. It helps other quilters find this show and keeps the good vibes flowing. If you are ready to take your ruler quilting to the next level, be sure to sign up for the Quilting with Rulers Academy. It's where the music and quilts that are finished happen. Until next time, keep those lines straight and those stitches even.